Mindy is near the
Yeah.
front, but she said that she's.
Yeah.
So I'd make a motion for flexibility. The agenda and that the agenda item. Good morning, everyone. Here you go.
Is that better? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Want to welcome you all out to our Graham County Board of Supervisors meeting. Today is July 7th. I want to thank everybody for being here and hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. And we will call our meeting to order, and I've asked Manager Welker to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve our minutes of our special meeting and work session held on July 30th?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Can we get a motion to approve our demands and handwritten warrants?
I'll move that. I've reviewed the demands for anything more than $1,000 on the county, and the things look good there and in order. I'd go ahead and make a motion that we go ahead and approve paying our bills and demands and handwritten warrants.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we approve our agenda with flexibility, allowing one or two items to be moved around to accommodate people in their schedules today, expedite a couple people on their way. So I'd make that motion.
I'll be glad to second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Well, we're going to move. Mindy from the Superior Court has another obligation, and we're going to move her to the top of the agenda.
Thank you for accommodating me this
You
morning.
bet.
This morning, I am here to present a fiscal year 26 contract for limited representation for the Dependency Alternative Program, also known as DAP. It's with Attorney Shannon Day. This is actually, I'm asking you to ratify this because it's supposed to be July 1st through June 30. This is a renewal. We did this last year, fiscal year 25, I'm sorry. Instead of paying a dependency attorney for every single parent, child involved in a dependency case, there are certain situations where they know that maybe the child would otherwise be taken away, but they say, oh, grandma can take the child. Can we just give guardianship to the grandma? There's a few cases that are easily resolved. And so Shannon Day takes these cases, he does mediation with everyone. As long as they all agree to a settlement, then he files the paperwork same day, and he just charges a flat rate of $1,700. I did try to track the cases the best I could from last year. It looks like we had 5 cases that were successful. Now, I don't know how many parents we had involved, but even if we only had mom, dad, and the child, that was a savings of $17,000 to the county to do the DAP program, $15,000 to the general fund, and $2,000 to Title IV-E. So I did include some information for the board to review. We do split it up. The payment comes $1,500 from the general fund and $200 from Title IV-E, which is federal dollars for each case.
Great, thank you, Mindy. Any questions, concerns from the board?
I think it not only saves us money, but it's a great program to be able to keep these children with the family. So that's a good organization. It saves money in the long run. So thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, my comment is that it is not only cost savings, but time. And there are delays. People say, well, I'm sorry, I can't meet. We have to reschedule. So there's an efficiency there. And the fewer cooks that we can have stirring the pot, the better. And a lot of these cases just need people to sit down and come to an agreement and not go through the long procedures. So I'm really in favor and support and appreciate this new program. So I'd go ahead and you've already moved that we ratify.
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'd go ahead and move that we ratify and approve the let me get the item. Our agreement for limited representation with Attorney Chandler.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. The next request is another ratification of a contract that I should have already presented to the board, so I apologize for that. It is a fiscal year 26 limited services contract with Larry Rivas. He works for Agency Northwest Investigations. Last year, the board did task Superior Court to try to find a local alternative for investigations, criminal indigent defense investigations. And I did look into it briefly, and it appears that anyone in Graham County that would otherwise be qualified is probably already helping the prosecution. And so we do have some extraordinary cases that do require some defense investigation. And in those situations, they file a motion and a proposed order, and if the judge grants it, then they use Mr. Rivas, and he does assist with their defense. It's mainly cases like homicides and, really bad sex offenses and things like that. So Mr. Rivas does charge us $70 an hour plus travel. He has been trying to be very frugal with his travel. If he has to travel to other counties, he tries to prorate it for us. And we do have this in the budget already. Last year we used just over $6,000, and I think we budgeted $20,000 for this. So it's not a huge amount of money, but it is driven by statute. We are required by statute to provide assistance when they are granted assistance. So it is coming from the general fund.
Very good, Mr. Chairman. I'd go ahead and make a motion to approve, ratify the limited service agreement with Larry Rivas, and encourage anyone who wants to be a private investigator, go get your credentials, and there's a spot for you in Graham County.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Mindy. Safe
Thank you so
travels.
much. Thank you.
1 second, Sheriff. I need to.
Now let's go. Can we go with the sheriff? Yeah.
Okay,
That way.
go ahead.
It's
Sheriff
Monday morning. Who knows how many irons he has in the fire?
None. Good morning. It's good to be here today. It's good to see folks in our crowd here today that I hadn't seen in a long time. So it's a good day. But real quick, let me get my right set of glasses on here. So I have one item. We're asking for approval to accept a transfer of an unbudgeted capital item. It's a public safety vehicle. It's a 2023 Chevy Tahoe is what it is. It was originally issued to Santa Cruz County by the Department of Homeland Security and for the Operation Stone Garden program. And evidently that county has elected to not be involved with that program anymore. And this vehicle can only be used for this type of activity. And so we were able to, it was offered to us, and so we were able to pick that up. So we're asking approval to do so. And I got an email this morning from Santa Cruz County asking us when we're gonna come down and get it.
Wow.
So I hope you guys say yes.
That's That's great that you can get that vehicle. And the Stone Garden's that interagency program that's everybody helps
Yes.
out with all the time on,
Yes.
on the roads. Okay, thank you.
Question, are the strings attached as far as its use, limited use? For,
It's for just Stone Garden, that's why
Okay.
they can't keep it there.
So would you park it
So,
unless you're
yeah, it's
doing
parked.
stone? Okay.
And then, yeah, so our folks that work Stone Garden, they will be able to use that. And of course, that puts mileage on to a different vehicle rather than their patrol vehicle. And if we have more than working it, of course, some will have to drive their vehicles that they do every day. But this will also be one that can be used.
You okay, Paul? I'd be happy to make a motion to approve and accept the transfer of the vehicle from the public safety from Santa Cruz County by the Arizona Department of Homeland Security for the operation of Stone Garden.
And I'm pleased to second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate you being here today. Now go ahead with Cindy Orr from our Treasurer's Department. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Chairman Mack, members of the board, and Manager Welker. I have 2 items today. The first is our annual approval of certificates of clearance for personal property bill abatement. Once a year, we do a cleanup of mobile homes that are no longer on property, either by being destroyed or being removed. And since they are no longer in our county or available, we abate the old taxes per ARS 42-18351. And you have the list before you. Any questions or concerns?
Thank you. Any questions or concerns?
None here.
No, Mr. Chairman, I just would two brief comments. I'm still trying to put my head around this. You know, if you buy a car, take a loan out, buy a car, and it's uninsured, and you get the car stolen or it's burns up or wrecked, then you still owe the money on your loan. And I don't know if there's if you can make that leap in logic and say people who have this personal property, whether they still have physically the property or not, they still have the tax liability. And so I'm in for the future looking for maybe process improvements. There are a number of people on the list who would qualify either under hardship or the amount is so low of the taxes owed that the cost of recovery would exceed the benefit. But I'm for those who can afford or have the funds, I always have a hard time as a taxpayer and as a champion of personal responsibility, giving people abating their taxes when they have it, even if they don't have the trailer. And heaven knows we don't want to attach and keep. We don't need old trailers, but it'd be nice to have people pay their responsibilities. And so Cindy has done a tremendous job. They've had deputies go out to residences, checking on the whether this trailer is there, and so I'm in favor of going ahead and abating this list as presented, and looking for process improvement, which may include if the county attorney. I think that Cindy's done all that she possibly can, but if the county attorney has an interest in pursuing the people who have the ability but just have chosen not to pay their taxes, then that would be the next step, but it's beyond the treasurer's office. So I'd go ahead and make a motion, if there's no more discussion, that we go ahead and approve this abatement clearance list for the year 2025.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
All right, my second item is a little more positive.
The other one was positive. Thank you.
Okay, it has a more positive impact on the bottom line for the
Okay.
county. We have an offer for an over-the-counter tax deed on parcel 109-16029 by one of the adjoining property owners, so this will be a really positive cleanup of our tax rolls. And I bring that to you for your approval. Their offer meets our required minimum for all the taxes and fees that have been incurred to this point.
Great.
Cindy, I always praise you for the work you do. You dig in and you help the county tremendously on these types of issues. So I praise you very much on that. So thank you very, very much.
Vice Chairman, do you have anything to add?
No, I think it's around $1,700. That's nice.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the offer for over-the-counter tax deed for parcel 109-16-029.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. We'll now turn the time over to Steve McGoy with our Planning and Zoning Department.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
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 This first item is liquor license for Dollar General at Swift Trail. We posted it for 20 days on their window and received no comments, positive or negative, and today is the day for the public hearing to see whether they're going to be allowed to sell liquor there.
Do we have anybody from the public wishes to speak on this?
Chairman, I did have a point of clarification. When you say liquor, it's basically beer and wine, and it's not consumed on premises. It's basically packaged goods.
Correct.
But no hard liquor.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, concerns?
None.
Mr. Chairman, the Dollar General has they submitted the paperwork. They have responsible parties. They have training. We have way too many impaired drivers, but that's a matter of choice and accountability. And but that's part of their business model that I'm aware of. Other Dollar Generals have that same license here in our county and other locations. So I've looked at the application and everything seems to be in order.
Great.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the liquor license for Dollar General store number 30083, location 7937 South US Highway 191.
And I'll second the Supervisor Howard's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Steve. Now I'm going to take an opportunity for the board and the county manager to present a brief summary of current events. And we will start with Manager Welker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I will be very brief this morning on this. We had our end of the year balances, and those are presented in your staff report today. I want to thank Julie and Brandon for the many hours they spent closing our books out for the end of June. Everything went very well, and we were happy to start a new year last week. We're still working on the preliminary budget. We're ready to present it to you on July 21st. So just a reminder, that is when we will have that up for adoption. We're preparing a lot of those projects right now, and our finance department is very busy getting ready to input all that data. We're happy to see the state finally adopt their own budget, and more importantly, to see what will be impacting us, and more importantly, what won't be impacting us. So we're happy to see that process finally come to a close almost at the last hour. Just a couple things we have out to bid. Our food service contract in the jail, we'll have that bid opening on July 21st. We continue to work on the new parking lots out at the fairgrounds with our DOC inmate paving crew. And we do have a bid out for the curbing on those first 3 parking lots, and we'll be opening that up on July 21st as well.
We'll have plenty of time for a work session after this meeting to dive into projects with highway, plan and zoning, engineering, and parks. So I'll leave the rest of that discussion for that work session, and that's my report for now, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Manager Welker. We'll start with Supervisor Howard.
Yeah, I'll be real brief as well. It's been a short week since the last meeting, but I had the opportunity on last Wednesday to judge the YEAT. That's a youth program down at the Small Business Center at EAC on young people that would come up with innovations and business models. And that's amazing. There was 8 kids that participated in that, and some of their ideas was one was to decorate shoes. You buy shoes and you decorate it, customize it. Other was to take old clothes and material and make sewing quilts and different items. It was pretty cool. But these gals and guys were. It amazes me, our youth and their commitment and the program that EAC runs there on the small business community, how it's ran. But I was very impressed on it and very honored to judge it. But it was, all of them were winners in my book. They all were winners. They all did very well. So I just wanted to throw that in. And then on the 4th, I had the great opportunity to flip about 1,000 pancakes down at Thatcher. That's my 5th year doing that, feeding people. It just keeps growing and growing. And I don't ever want to eat another pancake, so that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Supervisor Howard, Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. I will waive reporting other than just saying a number of meetings and Zoom meetings trying to get an idea of what's happening nationally and with our state. I would just thank the Highway Department and as well as the Sheriff's Office and the Fairgrounds for hosting the 4th of July, and that went very well. And wish everyone a happy fiscal new year.
Thank you. I don't have a lot to add. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving and go into a public hearing. Turn the time over to Mr. McGoy.
Good morning again.
Morning.
We'll start with a road name for the little travel trailer park that's going to be up by the state prison in San Jose. Tom Palmer has applied for Gray Ghost Lane, and that fits in our system. So there will only be 1 or 2 addresses on that street. The rest will be travel trailer numbers, a number for each space. So it won't have a bunch of addresses on it.
Okay.
No opposition. I mean, no.
No comments either way. And this doesn't go to planning and zoning, so just to you.
Okay. No, I'd go ahead and make a motion to change the name Gray Ghost Lane on the address of west of Cook Road, south of Old Highway 70, north of the San Jose State Prison.
And I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll have our next public hearing.
Second one is a road name Butterfly Lane. This goes south off of B. Bryce Eden Road, north of Tinsley. It's 5 split in there that they'll need addresses to build on those lots, and that's their intention. This is David and Tammy Persley have purchased and split this property.
Do we have anybody from the public that wants to comment on this?
Again, no comment either way from anybody on this.
Okay.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Move to our third public hearing.
Our third one is another road name for Seraphim Way. It's applied for by Sergei Bonov. If you remember, we rezoned that parcel here a couple months ago, and this road name will allow them to get building permits and get started. And there's no comments from anybody either way on this one either.
Okay, anybody from the public that wants to speak on this? Seeing none, any
Sergey
comments
is here
from?
if he wants to speak. Yeah. Did you want to say anything? Okay.
Any comments from the board?
None.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request to name the road Seraphim Way.
And I will second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. The last one is a road name long ways from here. It's in the southwest corner of the state of our county, and you can't get to there from here very easily. But Larry Wilson has applied for Keelburg Creek Road. He has also applied for a building permit, and he needs a road name in order to get an address, and can't get the permit till he has an address. So we like the road name. It fits with a topo map. He is actually down in Keelburg Creek, and makes sense to me that should be his address. No
Great.
comments from anybody.
Okay, anybody here from the public to speak on that? Okay. Perfect. Glad you're here. Thank you.
I think it's vital we give him an address down there. Isn't this the property we was discussing, Steve? It's way out yonder, out in the
It's
corner.
on the other side of the Santa Teresa.
Yeah,
1 mile east of Pinal County.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just for future reference, he'll be coming for a use permit for a small heliport and airport there too. It'll be back in a month or two.
Great.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve as presented.
And I'll second the motion, and just with a comment that there's lots of work that goes into this. 911, GIS, and planning and zoning, I'll have to take a look, make sure that this is, there's no confusing or similar road names, and so it's not just a simple letter. There's a little work there. So thank you, Steve and staff and our GIS and assessor's office. And I've seconded the motion. So
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Go to our next public hearing.
That was the funnest one because we got to see some country we hadn't seen. That's it for road names, I believe. And so our next one will be a special use permit. This is for Chris and Monica Stauffer out at, I want to say Staufferland, Suffolk, but they would like to create a family cemetery on a portion of their property. Everyone within the required distance for posting has signed off on this, and we heard nothing negative or positive about it except from the family, and they all want it. So this would this got a favorable recommendation from planning and zoning.
Okay. Anybody from the public want to speak or? Okay.
I think it's a rare opportunity. People has this chance to create something like that, and to have such a personal area to put your loved ones, and for the years to come, it carries on through the family. So hats off to you on that.
I just make a comment, Mr. Chairman. The John family to the south also have a little private cemetery that they've put together in the last couple of years, and so easement, perpetual easement is in order, and I'm sure that there are deed restrictions that will be placed, as this goes through the generations of the family. So I'm strongly in favor, and wish the family continued, wish them well and continued blessings, and I'll and I've seconded the motion. So
I didn't make a motion, Bill.
okay, I'll make the motion then. Thank you. That we go ahead and approve the request for a special use permit for family cemetery.
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Welcome.
You bet.
Yes, thank you. Our next item on here is rezone 932-25. This is parcel 10429-103. Applicant is Ryan Layton. This is a request to change from A to residential rural, single-family residential. This parcel is one of 3 or 4 in Mullins Edition that is quite a bit larger than the rest, and even given it this zoning, if they were to split, I believe their intention is to split into 3 pieces, and that's all they could do, but he has 2 homes on there that he wants to get on separate parcels, and then a neighbor would like some of a 3rd piece. And this is still, these parcels will still be larger than the neighbors, even though it's getting split. That neighborhood has very small parcels, and these will still be the biggest over there. He is here if he wants to speak, but, and
What was the recommendation from
recommendation from the commission was positive, unanimous, and we have heard nothing from the neighbors.
Okay. Anybody from the public want to speak? No?
And the lots are, once he splits, they're all comparable to the other ones in there, so it really doesn't.
They'll still be larger than what else is there.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you zoom in on that, manager? So I'm assuming that the current access is off Mullins, is that correct?
Correct.
And so that there's a little outbuilding there on the, looks like on the east side of the property. And was wondering where he would access, the person, as you split that, where they would have access to that other lot.
Well, if you want to come talk to it, it has to be dealt with in the land split. We can't require, he doesn't have to explain it to us until he gets the zoning, but.
No, but I just was concerned, and I'm not opposed at all. I just want to make sure there's good access
I
there.
believe that his intention is to, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but the 2 homes on the west side there will use the driveway to the west. It's almost at the edge of that property, and that will be access. And then the 3rd piece will be sold to a neighbor who may approach it from their own parcel, or they could approach it from the south off of Mullins. That would depend on what they wanted. But there's a myriad of ways to make it work.
Okay. So, no, I just curious. That's all. If you, and my decision is I've already, am in favor of it. I just like to know how those people are going to get access. And I'm assuming that little grove in the back is the split.
That's part of it. The whole is going to be like about half of that, and then they're going to get along the east edge for their access road.
Okay.
West edge, sorry. The home in the northwest corner, they'll get that property west edge of they'll have that as part of it.
Okay. Very good. Just thinking first responders and traffic and things like that. So, very good.
Okay, no other comments. We'll close that public hearing and have a vote.
Go ahead and make a motion to rezone from A zone to RR single family resident zone, split the parcel needing the zoning to do so.
And I'll second Supervisor Howard's motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Have our next public hearing.
Thank you. Next rezone is rezone 833-25. There's 2 parcels, a 20-acre parcel and a 27-acre parcel. for a total of 47 acres. Applicant Neil Brooks is here to answer any questions if you have them. The request is to rezone from A to RMH for the development of a travel trailer park. This is between Black's Lane and Goodwin Wash, and I don't know if that's in Emory or in Geronimo, but somewhere there. And we heard no negative. We did hear positive from Mr. Ward, who is one neighbor. His only comment was that he wanted to make sure that the pipe that runs under this doesn't get messed with, and that's something that Mr. Brooks has already predetermined, that he knows where it is and that there'll be an easement there for it in perpetuity. Planning and zoning gave it a favorable recommendation unanimously, and we, like I say, other than Mr. Ward, who has a piece across the highway and a piece to the rear of this, was happy with it. So we heard from nobody else.
Okay. Anybody from the public want to speak?
It's finally nice to get an RV park that we don't have a ton of opposition to.
All right.
So that's a breath of fresh air on that one. So I go ahead and make a motion if Supervisor David has nothing, to approve this as presented.
And I'll second the motion, and with the comment that, again, just like in Mr. Layton's split, the access issue is premature, but with the speeds and the accident history in that vicinity, that's something I guess you'll work out with ADOT as far as trailers getting on and off the highway. But that will be having a lighted, wide enough to to make quick turns off the highway, and possibly accommodation for large vehicles. I think that those will help that, if that can be accomplished, and if ADOT will take a careful look at that. That will really make that development shine. Just a concern, but I've seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Now here our next public hearing.
Thank you. Our next rezone, 834-25, is also two parcels. Actually, maybe it's all one. 29 acres. It's two fields kind of behind REA's original co-op yard there, just west of Thatcher, and it goes clear over to I think it's the drainage ditch for the central dam, but it's there by Steve Peterson's cycle shop. And this got a favorable recommendation from the commission, and no comment either way from the public. And they gave a unanimous recommendation for this to go from A to CM. The first reason for this is that the co-op would like to expand their yard there and go to the north. So they want a piece of it. And if Dennis Palmer is going to have to rebuild his ditches, he thought, well, I might just sell the whole field and not rebuild my ditches. So Eric Swanson is here. If you have any questions, he's masterminding this and would be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Anybody from the public wish to speak? Seeing none. Any comments from the board?
No, the only comment I have is this property is all frontage property along our highways. It breaks my heart coming from the agricultural world to see all of our farmland getting gobbled up, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. That's why these properties are along our highways, and farmers are investors as well, and they all look at it. But it's just progress. Again, I hate to see our ag property shrink, but that's just what we're seeing. So I'm not against it by no means.
Vice Chairman?
Access, safe access, and where you have an opportunity, Eric, to consolidate or combine driveways to minimize the entry and exit points off of the highway. Other than that, it's a nice orderly development. You've got a good, a little synergy there with Graham County Electric, and I wish you well. I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve. And
I will second it.
okay, good.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you and all your work on these. Now have our call to the public. Is there anybody here from the public? Seeing none, we will adjourn our meeting. Thank you, everybody, for coming today, and have a great week.
Thanks, Chairman.
What's that?
So I reached out to all the local neighbors. Just want you guys to get an understanding of how I approach this. I'm not going to show up here and, well, I hope this works.
Yeah.
I touched everybody I could possibly touch. And we're working on single access points. We're actually